all my friends, my dear and loved, I meet again. Stand down here in this town, we'll be fine now. In the line, just like everybody else around. We feel alive, yeah, we're alright. We are alright. Yes, we're alright. We are alright. Yes, we
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Adventures in Silvernell, the homebrewed fantasy world setting for our online game of Dungeons & Dragons. This is Princesses of Power, Campaign 4, Episode 40, two-thirds of the way through.
Wow, 40.
Wow, makes you feel old. Hey, everybody, Michael Jackson is here.
Hello.
And there's Erica Webb.
Hi.
And Tanner Messer.
Hello.
And then, what do you know? Andrew Krug.
Oh, hey. Hi.
Hi. How was everyone's break of mere hours?
Good sleep.
Good.
Does it count as the longest? Question.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
No. Not enough time has passed in the game. This is our
me a
double
second.
feature, which means we get double benefits. So you're also all going to get one GM inspiration to use only for this session.
Oh, yeah.
This is for
So
the
great
double
job.
feature. Okay, last time, which was
Double
yesterday,
station.
on episode 39. Mira, Mizu, Seer, Celia take down Unit 62 with Vafiel's help, and once for all end the brining of the Silver Seas. The bloating plague is over. Seer brings Celia back from the brink of death, and then transforms into a hairy eagle and takes to the sky above Van Greech when she summons a deadly storm and rains lightning bolts, constantly decimating parts of the city. On her back is the rest of the party. That's where we will begin. It is the dead of night. You see the explosion way below you guys of that Unit 62 cave-in. There's not a lot of Warforged on the street. There's a couple, and you can't really see what they're doing from your vantage point. But there's a dark storm blocking out even like the moon's light right now. You slowly see small little red alarms going off kind of north in this city. But Seer, you're bringing down lightning, you look around you, and part of the water refinery busts and shatters as water pours into that big murky pond down below. One breaks some pipes that are hanging over some of these streets, and they burst hot water, and it seems like boiling some of this sand. Different parts exploding. Welcome to the sky. What do you want to do?
The sky. The storm cloud is placed directly above unit, or I guess formerly above Unit 62, or, where Unit 62 was. And it's kind of stationary. The lightning that was striking, just for clarification, was hitting the building and then, like, other building spots. It wasn't, like, aiming at people or anything, so it was hitting, like, because she knows, like, pipes run through Van Greech and it's, like, used by water, so she was aiming to, like, spark some leaks. Thinking of that Freedom of Waves spell that she saw deluge water out. She's like, oh, can I, like, slow this down? But after she, has her 2 minutes of free therapy, she, and seeing what's happening, she kind of starts to move around, and her aim is to move towards the mountains to the south of Van Greech, and that is where she's, like, just plans to head just in case, she...
Over the
knows
horizon, you see the mobilization of Warforged swarms moving out from maybe some barracks way off into the distance within the city. But the streets are getting a little grayer because off in the distance, it's like crowds of soldiers moving this way.
Yeah, I'm on with movement, so I'll start to take just dashes towards the southern mountains, which is just 160
Okay.
per turn.
Storm is behind you off in the distance. Does it stay there?
Sisters on my back can do what they want. Yeah, the storm is still there for. It's not doing anything, but it is still a thunderstorm
Further
cloud.
and further in the background, you just hear that the alarms of Van Greach fading until you're just flying over open desert and sand dunes. The sky is like almost bright with the amount of stars and like converging galaxies above you. But you're all in the back of Seer.
I don't think Sierra's ever like taken time to like sightsee, so she's just kind of like, I think she's in this mode of flying, but she's like, wow, this is really pretty. Wow. That's her vibe.
Mizu would definitely be keeping an eye on where she was seeing people kind of walk towards, and if they're turning and noticing that they're flying away.
Roll a perception check.
I feel like Mira's also like doing that thing where I'm just like watching everything like very carefully that's happening like behind, like definitely following the movements of these small things that we're watching below us.
Okay.
She got a 7.
Well, take advantage because you're being helped.
I have a strong 7. Just like my glasses aren't on.
Okay, dirty 20.
Right? Get that help.
You see
Thank
people-
you, thank you.
You see the Warforged swarming around Unit 62. But as you fly further away, that's really all you can gain from it.
Celia coughs.
Are you not
Wait, I
okay?
still have my aura of vitality going, so I'm
Is it-
just
Is
nourishing
it cold
you.
up here? Is that just the blood loss?
Both. Both, Celia.
Mizu's gonna reach into her bag, and she's gonna have like what the equivalent of like an airplane bottle would be, but it's just in like a tiny little glass jar, and it's like the last little bit of alcohol that she had on her, and she's gonna kind of go, I mean, I guess you deserve it after all of that, and she's gonna reach forward and hand it to Celia.
I'll take it.
Aww.
Yeah.
Vafiel's going to kind of scoot up the neck a little bit more towards the side of Seer and just say, how are you doing, Princess Seer?
She looks up at him, and the bird kind of like cocks its eyes, looks at him, and he hears in his head, feeling much better, honestly. We gotta go find Miss Starlight, make sure she's all right. But
If I can just rest, I can gain the spell slot back necessary to teleport us back to Wimding, no problem. So if we can just find a good place to rest for the night, then I think we're good. It was good work back there.
well, we're not too far from Supplin, so we can probably head that way if things are all right, and I'm sure they'll give us refuge. They owe us. So
How long do you think that'll be?
how long do I think that'll be? It's like,
Roll an insight check.
It's like, I know there's a river right next to it, so swimming there would be probably quicker. Insight. Okay, well, the nat 1 plus my 12 is a 13.
Okay, I'll say that Nat 1 is just still like the vibrations in your body of popping off just then, but also just that insight still overcoming with experience and putting that aside and roughly knowing you'll probably get there as like the sun rises.
Sunrise.
Oh wait, no, I take it back. It's not midnight right now. It's at the
Take it
end
back.
of the show, so like 9 o'clock maybe. So you'll get there before the sun rises. You'll get there.
Before sunrise.
Yes.
And I can hold the wild shape for 4 hours, and I'll keep doing the dashes. But as we like get into like 2 hours of flying, she'll like come out of the sky and kind of like fly over the river for anticipation that when the spell drops, they can hit the water and start swimming rather than walking on land like peasants.
That makes sense.
Right?
You're able to get to that river and warn everybody and drop. I imagine you're gonna go like lower and not just like free fall.
Oh yeah, no, just casual.
Okay.
Just casual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she got 4 hours of the wild shape, so she's like not in a rush.
This river's
but she just
not
knows it will.
crazy wild where you are. There's not a lot of rock formations in the water gonna kill you. Or it's not very choppy, but it is moving quickly.
Is it moving
Not dangerously
the direction?
quickly.
But is it moving the direction of Supplin or?
Yes, it is. It's
Oh, perfect.
you know that this is a river that goes by the briny flats through Sumplin. You know this river has been a contention of why don't Sumplin just use this river, but it becomes so mixed with salt from the briny flats that you have to go north to get the fresh water, and it's just so far, and then you're in Van Greach territory. So,
Noted.
to answer, yes.
That is the way I'll go by way of briny flats, and I'll also let them know that like the water's weird because of briny flats. Give them the whole spiel, but hit that water and just start. We haven't been wet in so long, you know. It's been like 2 days.
Speak for yourself.
So sorry. Alright.
That battle back there got me.
Floating down this river, you're going to pass by mountains. And speaking of sightseeing, you're going to see basically a display of what land has to offer in terms of natural beauty. Rock formations, big trees, kind of lions. You see different tigers and lots of bugs and stuff. It's a journey through plant life, especially, which you don't experience besides seaweed a lot. And then eventually make your way outside of Sumplin, and you can begin your walk along the beach to Sumplin. After some time, right before the sun rises, still that murky color, you arrive.
The only thing Sierra would want to have done is just like make a visual mark of where like freshwater turns into kind of saltwater on that pathway down. Just got a little idea for later. So she's just like,
Gotcha. You can mark that
Oh,
on the
okay,
map
it's
that
different
you guys
flavor now.
share.
oh, you're muted. Come back.
You guys, that's perfect. You can just mark that on any kind of map you have or something.
Okay, nice. And so she's like, got it. And then she starts to take them to Zeppelin. All right, so Zeppelin is not like anywhere else we've been. It's kind of, how would Mizu put it, boring as hell. But they're very nice. But they're just, the turtles don't really do much. They get bullied a lot, which is why Daddy sent me here. But we'll just let them know. But also, we'll have to talk to like the main guy because I don't really interact with the turtles very much. I like to run under the radar. So don't expect any big to die about our arrival because they don't, really care.
I mean, do you have like direct communication with them?
Once I get there, once I get there and talk to like the chief knows me, like the leader
Oh,
knows
okay.
me. I talk to him, but
I will also say you guys are within an hour of reaching an exhaustion point from wild shape flying on that point. It's swimming in that ocean the whole time and walking for so long. So you've got about an hour before all your abilities will be inhibited.
Hard being tired. But I guess it's just. Zeppelin is the rest points. I guess. Well, are we within an hour of Zeppelin? Or we be tired before we get to Zeppelin?
You are, but if you have to long rest, then you're just gonna have to stay, and it's gonna be much longer than an hour. You can sleep out there on the beach, if that's what you're suggesting.
I just want to be clear if we can make it to Zeppelin before we like get to
I
the
see.
exhaustion level. Or...
Yeah, but you'll get pretty much exhausted, shortly after arriving in Sumplin.
I mean, the first thing I want to do when we get there is a race.
Father Mizu redeemed. A player finds a way to gain health. Thank you.
Ooh.
Okay, near the beach as you're going, Vothliel kind of points out to you Celia, who's really low in health. There are some like bushes of good berries as you've gone down. So you've probably got yourself maybe about 15 good berries, so gain 15 HP.
No longer hungry too.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
If anyone's hungry, I'll pop out. I'll give you guys 1 HP each.
There you go. Now you're not hungry anymore.
Thank you.
Nourished.
I'll take it.
It's so full. Do you all want to just rest here, or do you want to go to Zeppelin? It doesn't really particularly matter. I mean, if we rest here, then we don't need to go to Zeppelin at all. We can just skip it.
I mean,
Oh.
Sunland sounds like it's gonna be boring as fuck, anyways. So my vote is to skip it personally and go somewhere that's a little more lively. But I'll
That's fair.
go with whatever you guys want, I guess.
I just want a nap.
Yeah, I'll sleep anywhere.
She gestures to the floor. Well, lay on
I'll
down.
make a
then.
little sand nest.
Yeah, I mold a pillow out of sand.
Hmm.
Okay, so everybody's taking a long rest on the beach. You only technically have to sleep 6 of the hours in a 8-hour long rest, so you can just take turns rotating, make sure you're safe. And while you were asleep, you all slowly float off into the dream plane. As you gain consciousness, kind of just corporeally floating through this mist of purple clouds, you feel you're being called before you see kind of off on its own floating cloud the Pickle, who is just waving Mr. Pickle furiously before his voice comes in, and you hear him calling out, "Princesses and Mira! Princesses and Mira!"
Yes, Pickle.
I'll never get a good
Yes,
night's
Mr.
sleep.
Pickle.
Okay, he is going to tell you that he looked long and hard and he found a ton of women walking with a kid at their hand, which is what he imagines Henry and Ariseline could be doing or were doing in their dream. However, something is off and it's not as easy to connect to Henry as it has been before. So he's just going to gesture down as you kind of float off and you see all these different forms in front of you. And he says, "We can really only do this one at a time, but if somebody would like to try to call out and reach out to Henry, maybe we can find the right one. And this will lead us to your mother." So
I mean, that seems like a good guess.
Yeah, who's the
Celia,
most
he reached out to
connected
you
him?
first. I mean, you reached out to Celia and Mira first, so I guess Celia's like, "You want to try?"
Yeah, I'll give him a ring.
And I'll touch you with guidance if that helps in any way. God, I believe in you.
So
I don't know what you're doing.
what are you shouting out, or what are you doing to become closer to Henry?
I'm gonna pull out the shell phone that I have, just because it's gonna make me feel a little bit more comfortable just calling out. And I'm gonna act like I'm talking to Henry on the phone, but he can't hear me. Henry? Henry, buddy, you there? Hey, bud, if you could, like, reach out at some point, that'd be cool. We're all really worried about you over here. It'd be nice to hear back from you if we can. We just want to make sure that you're comfortable and safe.
Straight charisma check.
Love to.
Hey, checks get a D4 from that guidance.
All
Mhm.
right, thank God. All right. There's a 7 hit.
It doesn't. This would be the end, and you will not get any of the experience points for this whole segment of finding your mother unless someone can add something to
I have
aid.
my DM inspiration. I'll definitely use it for this.
Okay, then gain advantage on this check.
Okay.
Just to let you know, this is a series of checks that will stack an experience, and if you get high enough, you will level up immediately.
Okay.
Can Mizu add on to this?
Only if it's an ability that adds onto somebody making a check, not just you helping.
As Celia is like talking on the phone, Mizu kind of like rolls her eyes a little bit and she starts singing like an Assyrian lullaby that their mom sang to all of them as they were like babies, but kind of like more just in the background noise, if that will help at all.
Okay, alright, so that won't give him any advantage or anything. It has to be like an ability that you have, like a spell or something.
Okay, no.
Or you could use your GM inspiration if you really wanted to. But I'm going to tell you there's 6 checks.
I have a-
I'll do it. I'll use it anyways.
What is
while I'm
16 so
singing.
far?
16 hits. So you see in that huge crowd in front of you, Henry's head turns and it looks like his eyes are closed and he's looking up. And they all around him kind of dissipate as the clouds move. And before you forms this large close-up shot of Henry's head as he's dreaming. His hair's flying and you see the clouds kind of wisping through his hair. And Mr. Picker tells you, Henry is dream walking into bad, dead dreams. That's why I can't reach him. You're not supposed to go into dead dreams. These are dreams that belong to those who've already passed. It's dangerous and you could be lost forever. What is he looking for? He's searching for something. Only one of you can help him, but you can help him stay strong. Who would like to make this check?
I'll go for support. Sure.
Strong in what sense?
I don't know.
Right?
No, they're mystery. You got charisma, and they're all different.
I'm not rolling the
Well,
strength one.
I'm bad at charisma, so there's that. No, but also I'm bad at strength. But I mean, maybe
I'm
whatever.
good at
I mean,
strength if you want me to take it.
this could be strength. He just didn't make him strong. But
It makes sense too that you were because you were also reached at the same time. So I feel like
That's
you would
true.
go
That's true.
second.
So I'll make this one.
Okay, I need a wisdom check.
God bless it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
no,
no.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
No.
I'm gonna throw it around if I can.
Good try.
You get a guidance.
Oh, okay, that's a 13 plus 4, 17.
So as you're kind of looking further, everyone kind of sees these this like light radiates from behind you as you're kind of taking all the conscious thoughts that are inside that head as they all kind of come out like lightning and meet and kind of form around before it dissipates, and the clouds kind of look like they hit like a bottom and rush up and then become billowy, and you see the shape of this man who's just resting on these clouds. And he's holding a book in his hand, and above him is this small skull that's floating, watching everything. And Mr. Pickle
Still
says,
trying to find this book.
he's dreaming of this man. Who is he? Well, he must be dead. Looks like he's holding his journal or something. Looks like he's pretty content. Oh, he's watched over by the seeker of death. That's a demon. But who is this man? Who would like to
A
make
demon
this?
with a book?
What is that guy? What is the husband of?
Yeah, the husband of
I don't remember his name now.
Kerfunzel's mom.
Kerfunzel.
I think I
Yeah.
wrote it somewhere.
I gotta flip back on these notes. I'm
No.
like, wait a minute.
I got the note about him, but not his name. Fuck.
She may not have said it, but I remember. That's what we're looking for because he's like is wandering with the book last week.
Yeah. Okay,
So
but
it
who's
makes sense
making this
that-
check?
Yeah, I guess if it's looking the way it's looking, I guess I should make the check, seeing on how I might be more related to it. But I'm scared of what it might be. The check is.
It's okay. Go for it. I preemptively cast guidance before you even know what it is.
All right, Mizu.
You're muted. I see you smiling over there.
All right, Mizu. Insight check. I tricked you. No, they're not all the standards.
Insight would have been good for
I got a 15
you.
now.
15, you feel you're losing the connection in all of
Oh.
this unless you can add
I
something.
wheel.
I'm gonna
I
do Dark
wheel it
One's
into
own luck.
existence and
Oh.
give her 1d6.
Okay.
Also, you have the D4 from guidance.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got the D4 from guidance too.
Okay, well, I definitely got it now with all of that. Because my first roll turned it to 21. Doesn't need to be higher than that.
No, that succeeds. Okay, so it succeeds, and you see the man's eyes wake up. He's colossal, floating on these clouds around you. Before he kind of sits up and points, and then his body disappears, so it's just his arm, which is kind of just floating near you, pointing off, as the clouds kind of move out of the way, and this big temple entrance opens with this light radiating from the inside. Plants start growing up from the clouds, and you hear drumming from inside.
You hit it somewhere? What's his name?
And He goes, "This man is dreaming of an entrance in the jungle. Oh, I've seen it. It's outside of Veilcast. It's a place of immense pain and torment. Oh no. I don't know if I can clear the jungle foliage to get through." Who's helping with this check?
I guess I will. I feel it's gonna be some thing I'm bad at. Let's do it. Queen of bad rolls. I step forward.
Dexterity check.
Look at dexterity, huh? Which character sheet do I look at? Up or down? Okay. Chat. Not Spotify. Dice.
This is the hardest check yet.
It's a 16 plus 2, 18.
That misses
With a
unless
wheel?
you can add something.
With another d6. That's my last one.
Plus a d6.
Yeah.
Oops.
We're so
I got a
close.
3 on that.
So
So 21.
boom, you hit it. You see all the plants and stuff kind of move as you just kind of flick your arm like you were doing in the
Move.
storm. They retreat, and then it grows large, and you all kind of fly through it as all the clouds around you become kind of green. And the purple clouds are kind of fighting, and there's kind of big shocks in front of you. And before you, you see this massive skull kind of coming over the horizon with this clouds bustling, toxic looking underneath him, floating. And Mr. Pickle says, "I have no idea who this is. I'm lost. This is too far in the dead dream space. I don't know. What do you guys think? This has something to do with your mom."
I feel confident about this one too. I feel like I can do this one.
Only way to go is
I feel like
Do
forward.
cool
it.
with it.
Then go for it. You still have guidance from what I gave to you last time, so hop off.
Okay, Mizu, are you ready for this? You feel inside of you a stirring, and you hear in your mind, I recognize him. Go ahead and make an intelligence check, but because you have a demon inside of you, you have advantage.
And plus a d4.
On both.
Still a big number.
A 22?
That's the number you needed! Voskar tells you that it is a powerful demon known as Konadu. He has gotten much stronger over time, it looks, but only his head remains. He is a massive floating head. He lost all his limbs a long time ago in wars and his climb to power. It looks like he's still holding on, but he's gaining from something powerful. And he kind of points, and there's underneath him something glowing. Someone has to use a check to gain more, to get closer to this floating object underneath the head.
I volunteer as tribute.
Go ahead and make a Constitution check.
Okay. I got that. That is a 18 plus 5. 23.
That's going to fail unless you have anything else to add to it. Does anyone have anything?
I have a
can't help
DM
myself.
inspiration that I can use
Yeah,
for
I guess
it.
I could use my
I still have
inspiration
mine.
and hope
No.
for a 19.
I will give you a GM inspiration, or you have your GM inspiration.
Yeah.
You can use that, and I'll just give you a dice to roll, but all you need is one more, so you auto-succeed with that last little bit of inspiration. Everything becomes clear, and it is this floating book with a skull radiating, where you just feel as you're getting closer, your skin's almost like peeling up, and you feel the dark energy inside of you wanting to take over
Rage.
and rage. You feel the clouds around you almost being sucked down a drain, watching the waters and bubbles, as the pull is so strong, as everyone seems to be getting pulled, except through that you see a large hand and a face of Queen Arizaline as she's doing this, and this big head kind of floats up and turns around as she just blasts magic up, and it looks like they're colliding, and then you all wake up. Everybody gains 10,000 experience points. You all now level up to level 13.
Whew.
just to break it down for your stats, you got 7,000 for the defeating the Brining Act, and then you got increments of 500 for each one of these checks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you are now back on the beach. Good morning.
With a long rest.
With a long rest.
Oh yeah.
Seer sits up like the Undertaker, and she's just like fully in consciousness. Why is she still looking for this book? And oh my god. Okay. So, just poll in the room. I assume we all had the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
We're all
there.
there.
We were,
Yeah.
Any strong takeaways?
I couldn't tell if your mom was helping or aiding what was happening, or going against or aiding what was happening. She the bad guy or the good guy is what I'm getting at.
I think she wants. Everyone is still looking for this book, and I think she thinks someone dead has it, and she's using Henry to talk to the dead to get the book's information. But I don't think she knows where it is. But I guess this demon-headed thing or representation of something probably like is her best bet. But also probably doesn't want to give it up. But I mean, the only thing I can think that she would want to do with that book is use it to kill what's his face? But then at like, you know, the death loophole. Kind of talk about the circumstances of the death loophole come into play. But yeah, I guess anyone know where that weird temple was? Pickle said Veilcast. That's so far away.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know much about Velcast.
it just keeps seeming like fate wants us to go to Veilcast, in my opinion. It's like the 12th reason that we've needed to go, in a way.
Yeah, Veilcast and Silverware are on that side of the globe, I suppose. Because also we gotta get the food folk fixed. I mean, I guess we don't have to get the food folk fixed, but like that is still an issue, and it is affecting us. But I think we'd have to go to Silverware and maybe talk to a cherry pie. I don't know who's out there singing to the dirt, but might have to figure that out. But it does look like we're traveling. Hey, Vafiel.
Good morning.
Bet you got some sigils, and we were we could just teleport back to Wimdang and plot like rational human beings. But also, you got one teleport per long rest. We have the sigils to Veilcast. We could just.
Wait, I'm confused. Why do we want to go to Veilcast? I thought we were going to Wimding.
No, you didn't have the dream. You're behind. But we need to go to we maybe need to go to Veilcast to talk to deal with a mom and a demon, which is on brand for you because you may get to see mom again. So
Your lover. Ex-lover.
when you
So she's in Veilcast.
Well, we don't know that,
Maybe.
but we think she might be heading there or is there. But we think something she's looking for is there.
Can you catch me
Or
up
clues.
on what happened while we were sleeping?
You ever have a dream of a pickle?
He's just gonna look at all of you.
Oh, come on, if anything, you're the crazy one here. We've all had
Right,
pickles.
we know you have.
You've all had the pickle dream, right?
Red.
I don't remember, but continue.
No, I just wanted to joke with you. Okay, so we see this pickle. It's a food folk, so it's not that weird. Pickles do things.
Okay.
He talks to us in our dreams sometimes because he's friends with our little brother who's been taken with our mom. Like mom took little brother, and he's trying to help us find her. But he's looking in our dreams every time we go to sleep. He tells us updates. Sometimes they're not useful, and sometimes they're pretty impactful.
Right. And so you think you've seen her potentially going to Veilcast?
We saw a temple that our pickle friend said he had recognized from being near Veilcast, and that temple probably is either the hiding place of something or like the next clue into our big puzzle of what's going on with Mom.
The Death Book?
Did I say that?
Isn't that where Kerfunzel's father was going to Veilcast? Or at least the Quinn dynasty?
Yeah,
Sure.
he could have been heading there. This is also true. Do you happen to know what Kerfunzel's that guy looked like? Any idea? Did you ever see a likeness of him?
I couldn't place a finger on him, no. It's been a long time. And I wasn't really
Creepy and old, I bet.
wasn't involved with the war between Azir and Eudothia except for what we did in Yarmouth.
Damn, that's not okay. Well, it could be connected to Kerfunzel's dad.
So if
So-
that's true, then she's going to get the death book. And I think
Not
it's,
unless we get there first. Like we don't know where she is. We just know weird dreams of things. But you get the death book unless you were to teleport us to Veilcast and we get to the book before her.
If I get to the book before her, you remember it's like my book at the end of the day. Just so we're clear.
if she gets this death book,
No comment.
there's only one person she's going to kill, and that's Russ Quinn. Don't you see? She's going to fulfill her conundrum with bringing back Olivine.
She doesn't like. We
So
got
are
rid
you
of the
teleporting
grinding,
us or not?
Yeah, I mean, we're spending a lot of time sitting here talking, and we could be teleporting.
Oh, you're right. Let's go. He's going to draw a big circle in the sand and get that book from you of the sequences
She waves at Suplin. Goodbye.
and teleport out.
So close but so far.
And that's where we're going to end tonight.
New city.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're going to another huge place, and we're going to like the Act 3 of our Baldur's Gate game. So I want to bookend it there and leave you with that new information. We had a
Be
double
prepared.
feature that ended up the same time as a regular feature.
Suspicious.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much at home. Thank you on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
That's me hitting subscribe. Subscribe.
Bye.